Hello, you are most welcome. I'm teacher Ivan from Wuna Educational Services. Today we shall be looking at the fundamental quantities. However, before we continue, I request that please subscribe to all our YouTube channels from Wuna Educational Services, that is Wuna e-learning platform, Teacher Ivan's online class, and Wuna Kids platform. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the bell so that you get notified whenever we have new videos. So, in our previous lesson, we looked at the physical quantities, and we saw that the physical quantities are categorized into two, that is the fundamental or basic quantities and the derived quantities. So we shall look at the fundamental quantities, majorly the three major fundamental quantities, that is length, mass, and time. Start with length. Length is defined as the distance between any 2 points. For instance, I have point A. Point A is where I reside, and point B is where I work from. So the distance between my home and my workplace is what I call length. So after knowing what length is, another question is, what is the SI unit of length and what are the other units of length? Length is measured in meters as the SI unit, and other units of length include, we have the kilometer, we have the hectometer, we have the decameter, we have the meter, we have decimeter, centimeter, and the millimeter. So this is the SI unit, and these are other units. And therefore, we can convert from one unit to another. For instance, I have kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. So if I'm converting 1 kilometer to a millimeter, that means that 1 kilometer equals to a million millimeter. That is if I'm converting a kilometer to a millimeter. If I'm converting a kilometer to centimeter, that means that one kilometer equals to 100,000 centimeter. If it is a kilometer to decimeter, it means that it is 10,000 decimeter. Then if it's kilometer to meter, it is 1,000 meter. If it is kilometer to decameter, it means that 1 kilometer equals to 100 decameter, and so on. Therefore, the same applies to when I'm converting others to other units. So if it is a meter to other small units, 1 meter equals to 10 decimeter, 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter, 1 meter equals to 1,000 millimeter. So That is how we can convert from one unit of length to another. Then, after looking at the units of length, let us look at the measuring instruments of length. So, if we look at measuring instruments, length can be measured using various instruments. We can start with the common ones we know. We have the foot ruler. In our labs, we measure using the meter rule and the half meter rule. Then, for the small distances, for instance, they can ask for the diameter of a test tube. For such small distances, we use the vernier caliper. Then for very, very small distances, for instance, you are asked to find the diameter of a bicycle spoke or the thickness of the meter rule. There we shall use the micrometer screw gauge. The vernier caliper measures in centimeter. The micrometer screw gauge measures in millimeter. However, we have other instruments such as the tape measure. We also have engineering caliper or engineer's caliper. Among others, we also have, because these ones have just been introduced, but during the days back, we were measuring length using the strides. So these are some of the instruments that we use while measuring length. Now, we all know how to use a foot ruler because it is already calculated. We know how to use a meter ruler. It is calibrated. Half meter ruler is okay. Our major interest is in a vernier caliper and a micrometer screw gauge. So don't miss our next lesson. We shall be looking at how we use the vernier caliper and the micrometer screw gauge in measuring those shortest distances. Otherwise, that has been our lesson. Please don't forget to subscribe to all our channels from Wuna Educational Services. That is Teacher Ivan's online class, Wuna e-learning platform, and Wuna Kids platform. We also have Facebook pages and groups where we post lesson notes, revision questions, and we carry out discussions. So please check on them so that we make your learning easy and fun. Otherwise, see you next time. Bye-bye.